Okay, and so for this lesson is really, I guess, would be me teaching you how to utilize the calculator I bought you for in class. Those of you who are cyber from home, hopefully your calculator looks similar to the calculator I bought the kiddos I have in class. If not, please feel free to contact me if you can't figure out how to utilize the buttons on your calculator. There should be, though, a manual, like when you have a calculator, there should be a little book that tells you how to utilize your calculator. But this is the calculator for my kiddos. This is the calculator I bought everyone to utilize in class. I don't know how well you can see that because of the glare. So I'm going to open up one of the calculators that there's more. I bought more calculators than there are of you. So don't worry, you guys will get everyone will get a brand new one that's not open. This is us talking about manual. So every calculator comes with a book. It's a book, um, and the book teaches you how to utilize your calculator. So you would have a book, but this is what your calculator should look like and the different functions on your calculator. Um, so the lesson that we are learning right now just asks you to find the square numbers. So there's really only one button you're going to utilize on your calculator, and every scientific calculator should have this button. And this is so hard for me because I can't. It's this. Okay, there we go. It's that button, the square button. If you can see, I'm pointing to it. That's the button you're going to use. Okay. Every calculator should have that button. If they don't have that button, you could have that caret button I was talking about, and you hit the caret button, and then you would put to the two. So then you would hit the number two, caret number two, and that would square it. Another option, the option for our scientific calculator, is this button, the y to the x power. You would hit y to the x power, and then again, you would hit number two. The y to the x power we're going to use in later lessons because that lets you put it any power. So you could do y to the x to the eighth power, to the 10th power, to the 12th power. So that's the same thing as the caret button. Okay. But for today's lesson, we are simply using the square button. Okay. And again, your square button is right here. Um, for those of you who are in class. If you're working from home, though, so remember, these don't ever leave my classroom. They will stay in your cubby hole. So hopefully, again, the calculator you're utilizing at home it should say scientific calculator. Okay, so remember, it would say right up here, it has to be a scientific calculator. It can't, you will need a scientific calculator for this class. So don't get just a regular basic function calculator. You need a scientific calculator. I don't ask that you get a graphing calculator. Um, Graphing calculator would be great because then I can show you all the different awesome functions, especially that you could utilize for algebra. And you do need graphing calculators for college. So graphing calculator would be awesome. But you do need at least a scientific calculator. Okay, so after you know all of that is said, you're just going to turn on the button. Okay, so you press on. And it's just literally this lesson is just asking you, it'll have different numbers and I'll say um 9 squared, 10 squared. It could say something like 15 squared. Okay, and you have to calculate it. So please remember when we're going through this process, even though the calculator is going to do all the work for you, you don't have to do anything out by hand. Remember what square actually does mean. It means we're doing 9 times 9. So it's a number multiplied by itself. We're doing 10 times 10, a number multiplied by itself. That's why it's squared. And some of the smaller numbers, you might not even need a calculator for, honestly. You probably already know what 9 times 9 is 81. 10 times 10 is 100. You might already know that. But once you get into those larger numbers, it might just not automatically come to you. So that's where the calculator really does come in handy. So again, you're just simply going to press, and I will try my best to do this. This is really hard though through camera. So I'm going to do 15. So hopefully you just saw what I did. Okay, and then you'll see up here it says 15, right? And then I'm just simply going to hit this square button. So I'm going to hit square, and then that's the answer. That's it. I don't press anything else. So 15 squared is 225. Okay, let me show you one that you would just automatically know. Okay, so then when I want to clear it, I'm just going to hit this. I'm sorry, I hope you saw that. The on off button, it gets me back to 0. Okay, so I know you know 2 squared, so 2 times 2 is 4. So just to verify that you know that that was really true, that 15 squared was that actual number, I want to show you. So I'm going to do 2. I'm going to hit my XY button again. So that's squaring it. And see, it showed me it's 4. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. That's how it works. Also, just to show you that we get the same identical answers doing the y to the x power. I'm going to show you how to utilize that button, but I'll show you again later as well when we do to different powers besides squared. Okay, so we know 2 squared, 2 times 2 equals 4. So if I use the y to the x button, it's still going to give me 4. So if you see, I'm going to hit 2. Okay, now this time though, I'm going to do, if you see, it's the y to the x button. I'm going to hit 2 again, but this time I have to hit equals, and you'll see it comes up 4. Now let me show you something that's pretty cool. Now this time, so then I have to hit clear again. Now if I use the y to the x button, I can put in something past squared. So this time I want to know, so I'll do cubed. So we know 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So I did 2 to the third power. This calculator should give me 8. Okay, so let me show you how this works. All right, so I'm going to hit 2. I'm going to hit the XY button. Remember, the XY lets me put it to any power I want, so I want to put it to the third power. So I'm going to hit 3. Remember, you have to put equals this time. And I don't know if you can see, it's 8. Pretty cool, right? So that we'll really get into in later lessons when we go into the exponent lessons. So just this lesson, we're only doing square numbers. So let's get back to our list of square numbers. Sorry, I sidetracked a little. I get excited over some things. So we're going to look at the first problem was 9 squared. So we're going to hit 9. And I'm just simply going to hit my square button, the x squared is 81. So remember I said 9 times 9 is 81. There you go. There's your 81. All right. So remember I said 10 squared is 100. So I'm just going to, again, remember, clear it out. And I'm going to do 10. So I have 10. And I'm going to hit my squared button. And I get 100. Okay. And I think I already did 15 for you, which is 225, in case you didn't know off the top of your head. But we're going to do again. 1, 5, square it, and you see 225. Okay. I'm so sorry about the way I look. Like I said, in all my other videos, I have to teach up my attic because I have three young children and they're so noisy downstairs. So I teach in my attic and I have no air conditioning at all. So it's really hot, and you see as the videos progress, as I keep going on, I start dripping in sweat. So then once I start getting really hot, I have to go downstairs and take an air condition break, and then I come back up into the attic and film more lessons for you guys. Obviously, I can't wait till the winter time. So when I film these lessons up in the attic, I'm not worrying about all this. Um, but I'm so sorry if I look like all sweaty and oily. It's just because I'm up in the attic. Um, so if you have any questions about this lesson, or you have a different calculator at home and it didn't have the same buttons or features and you have no idea how to do this, again, please reach out at any time and I can assist you. Quickest way to get to me, please email me. And honestly, when I get an email, I usually respond back within 15 minutes. So unless it's during the day and I'm teaching, if I'm teaching, it usually takes me at least an hour because it would be in between periods when I check my email. So if I'm teaching during the day, if you're a parent, it usually takes me an hour to get back to you. If it's not during the day, if it's after school hours, it takes me like 15 minutes. Okay. All right. Have a great day.